Hey, how y'all doing out there? This is Easy Work Boxing, baby. About to hit you everywhere but under your feet with this one. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. You understand me? I'm sitting in the hood, right by my mom and dad in them house. You hear that dog barking, that's my dad, the dogs. They don't like me. But right now you rocking with the king, the most underrated channel of boxing on YouTube. You understand me? And right now I want to talk about Mr. Gary Russell Jr. calling out Tank Davis once again. Now, before I go into it, I just want to bring out one part that just made me laugh about the whole video. When Gary Russell Jr. said, it's crazy that two of the scariest motherfuckers in boxing are fighting on Halloween. That blew my mind when he said that. Shout out to Gary Russell for saying that. Now, we all know that Gary Russell Jr. gonna say what he gonna say. He gonna talk what he gonna talk. But like I told y'all, watching that fight, it was gonna be a lot of people at Tank. And like he said, he was sitting there licking his chops. Said he saw what Tank was going through in that fight, and he know he can do better. I feel he can do better. But at the same time, in that fight with Gary Russell Jr., I will not count Tank out. Because Gary Russell Jr. doesn't have a long reach. Gary Russell Jr. is not that much bigger than Tank. So that will be a 50-50 fight. It will be a legitimate fight, and I would love to see that fight. People gonna, say certain things that Gary Russell Jr. is hating, and this the fight game, man. This the fight game. At the same time, like what Floyd Mayweather did the other night, I did not like. When they asked Tank, who are you planning to fight next? He grabs the microphone and say, why are y'all asking him that? He just got through fighting Floyd. That's been a tradition since you've been fighting and before you. So why would you do that and act like somebody disrespected Tank? Floyd need to calm down, with the getting and interfering, and we don't know who Tank is. How can we fall in love or hate Tank when you won't let him talk? The reason you were the biggest selling boxer out there is because a lot of people didn't like you and did like you. A lot of people paid to see you lose. You have to let us determine on what we want to see with Tank. We want to see his attitude. We want to see his persona, his character. You were Money Mayweather. We want to see, his persona, his ego. And so we can decide whether or not we want to see him win and lose. So you can get the big pay-per-views. But doing what you're doing right now, acting like everybody against Tank because we want to see him fight is totally disrespectful to the fans, Floyd Mayweather. And you are TBE, but at the same time, what about us? You know what I'm saying? What about us? And that's all I'm basically saying about the situation is what about us? We want to see the great fights and all that. But got to give a shout out to Gary Russell Jr. A lot of people hating what he's doing, but Gary Russell Jr. at the same time is only doing what boxers have been doing from since the beginning of boxing. What's his name? Jack Johnson. Jack Johnson had to fly overseas damn near 3 years to get a fight. Somebody calling somebody out is not bad. It's good for the sport of boxing. I don't understand why it's a problem when somebody say, oh, I want to fight this person. I want to fight that person. People were doing that when you were fighting Floyd, But I think that would be a 50-50 fight, with him and Tank. Gary Russell Jr., he got the speed. He has power as well. Tank, speed and power. If I ain't mistaken, like I said, the reach. They both will be at 130. Tank, we know now, can make 130. So I would love to see that fight. But I know he ain't going to fight Ryan Garcia. But y'all tell me how y'all feel about it. The comment section is down below. I criticize Gary Russell Jr. for talking so much, but at the same time, it's hard to sit back and not get no money, man. Especially when they upholding fighters and talking about they great, but they won't even challenge themselves to fight Gary Russell Jr. or anybody, of the caliber. Terrence Crawford going through the same thing. They already taking his fight away from him beating Kell Brook if he was to beat Kell Brook. So, people have to understand, this man has a family. This man is trying to feed his family. Yes, he gonna get on there and he gonna say whatever he got to say to get a fight. And you have to respect it, but that's all in the sport of boxing at the same time. So, y'all let me know how y'all feel about it. This is Easy Work Boxing, man. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. If you want to donate to the channel, once again, you know where to go, the front of the channel. There's a rapper just passed by named Diego Jug. He done did songs with Moneybag Yo. He out my hood. Once again, y'all check out for Northside Weezy. If you ain't seen him on the internet, he a big artist down here. His grandma stay right down the street down there. You know, so there's a lot of going on. Also, Kobe. I know this. I know I'm talking about rap, but I like to promote people and help them. You know, New Era Kobe. If you like rap, you know what I'm saying, check them out. You know, these are guys in my neighborhood, you know, doing something different, trying to do something, man. So once again, man, I just thank y'all for y'all time, man. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. This channel would be nothing without y'all. Once again, you rocking with the king, baby. No interviews with boxers or nothing. Nothing but the facts. No bias talk, real talk on this channel. I thank y'all. I love y'all for y'all support. I'm out.